a couple more jumps around this side.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to another day with True Vegan in the Northern Territory. Now, I am actually like in a bit of a rush right now, but I thought I'd film a quick little intro today. I am off to a cruise with Jumping Crocodiles. I accidentally booked a 9 a.m. one instead of 11, so now I'm like, oh. But basically it is an Adelaide River, a place called Adelaide River, and it's about an hour away from Darwin, so let's get going. I absolutely love this amazing breeze. You can even see it, but the view, like you can see the ocean wherever you look around the hotel. Oh, you can't really, oh yeah, you can sort of see it. And oh, it's just so nice. It's not cold at all. Last night it was around 20 degrees, so it's just like the perfect weather to come here. This way. We are in the lift with 20 million buttons, 26 floors in the Oaks. So nice. Amazing weather. My darlings, basically they got my email about me wanting to book the 11 a.m. tour instead of a 9 a.m. tour, and they rebooked me as I was 20 minutes away from the place, but I was also running out of petrol, so I was stressing a little bit. So what happened is that I got the petrol for the car, and now I have all this time to go and explore, to see what else is around in the area. So first stop, I have found Didgeridoo shop. Let's go check it out. Hello. Hello. As you can see here, they have quite a bit of information on the artists that actually did the work, and most of the pieces of art, basically all of them really, have the name of the artists, and on the wall here on the side there are names, their photographs, and a little description about them, reason behind them doing this work, and just a little bit about themselves and their inspirations for the pieces. And here you can see I'm just walking through the shop and having a look at all the different little paintings and artworks, and I really like the colors, the patterns, and the boldness of the shapes, and how different Aboriginal art is, even amongst itself, because there are pieces that are completely different, right? And I just think it's very, very unique. the amazing girl that worked at the Didgeridoo shop. She basically told me all kinds of interesting things that I will share with you in the video. But basically, if you're in the area, do come and visit the shop. They share, you know, the Aboriginal artists, you know, get paid for what they do. They come here and they paint, and it's very, you know, see-through, and definitely check these people out. I think it's really cool to share their talents in such a nice way. And I'll definitely read up a bit more about this company online and share with you in a bit. So here are the Didgeridoos, which is a type of musical instrument that Aboriginals play on, and they do workshops here. So they have artists come and sit down and basically create the Didgeridoos and then decorate them, and you can come and learn how the wood gets treated, how all the different patterns get painted on. You can observe and talk to the artists themselves, and it's just very interesting experience, I think. So it'd be definitely something I'd be into in the future. So these are medicine leaves and the dots, and that's the desert art. And this sort of thin stuff is Kanwiki, I think it's called Kanwiki. It is really thin. It's means on the river, and it's painted by the little brushes, the little plants, little thin plants. So it's so thin. It's only, you know, 3 or 4 colors compared to the other very colorful ones. There's some leaves. So it's desert art. This one is a killer with the little
that's
hook.
the killer, yeah. Because the Aborigine, it's taller when they
Yeah.
they can fight with this as well.
Each other?
Yeah.
Or really?
Each other or an animal. Yeah.
Yeah, animal.
When they catch them and then to
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And are they like this,
Then
or are they made out of something else? Or is this good enough?
No, it's only round for the customers. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's like a
Sharp.
knife, like a knife when here and here, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the hunting is only that don't return to the Aborigine. You can catch the animal with them.
Yeah,
but then you have a knife or something to.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do they actually use the little small ones, or is that more of a?
It's a returning. There are also hunting boomerangs.
Oh, they're also hunting.
Yeah, here they don't return to the shore.
Yeah.
It's a hunting, but you can't see the difference. That's the returning and that's the hunting. So it's so different. So
it's
different.
written.
Yeah,
It's written.
So
That's
small,
fine.
different.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, I decided to go back to the Didgeridoo shop and get some Aboriginal art. So I did, and I'll do a little video about it and tell you all about it because I've learned some things. But I just think it's amazing that they're supporting authentic artists, Indigenous artists, Aboriginal artists, and the artists themselves get paid for it. In fact, the husband of the woman that owns this little store, this little gallery, is also Aboriginal. And it's just really sweet, I think, and it's really nice, and I like supporting artists. I like artists. But let's get going and adventure some more. And when we have time to sit and chat and do like a little sit down video, I will tell you a bit more about the Aboriginal art and artists and different types, depending on location, depending on the materials used. during the art, and then the symbology of it as well. And I think that'll be very, very interesting. It'll be interesting to me. I have like a couple of little booklets as well, so I look forward to sharing that with you. And now I'm actually starting to feel just a little bit hungry. The weather outside is 30 plus, but it's okay, it's middle of the day in Darwin. Of course it's going to be 30 plus. Oh, we're not actually in Darwin, we're in a place called Humpty-Doo, but it is 60, 70 k's south of Darwin. So let's see what else this day brings. So for breakfast I went to Fresh Point Cafe and I found it pretty good. It had a few vegan options, and in fact on the menu it said that these are the vegan options. The order came out very, very quickly. They were absolutely slammed, and it just came out so quick. I was very surprised and very impressed with that. The only thing is that it is a little bit pricey for the amount, but you know, is what it is. It's all good. We're in NT and we're off to see the crocodiles. Crocodile cruises is something that's definitely very unique about Northern Territory, and it's something that's just what you do if you want to experience that. And it can be done in a place called Adelaide River. So Adelaide River is a river and a town. The town of Adelaide River is 113 kilometers or 70 miles from Darwin, and it's pretty easy to get. The river, Adelaide River, flows for 238 or 148 miles, and it is a known place for high concentration of saltwater crocodiles. The way you can do the cruise is you can contact one of the basically two main companies that do the cruise, and they do the jumping crocodile cruise on the exact same river, just they have their own little sections of the river. And you get on the boat, it's fairly safe, and you have the instructors feeding crocodiles, sailing the boat through the river and telling you stories. Each crocodile even has a name, and some of them have little stories, and you can, identify which is a male, which is a female, and you can see some little baby crocodiles, and it is quite cool thing to do, really, to experience, especially to see them leap out of the water for the food that is prepared for them.
He's got about 7 girlfriends. This is the reason why Stumpy's called Stumpy.
It's a heat regulator. Just don't lean right over the edge there, please, love. Sorry.
Yeah, you must have eyes everywhere.
So this one on the right, I think is Candy. He's one of Stumpy's girlfriends.
Oh, that's
Or is it
cute.
Ziggy? It could be
Oh,
Ziggy.
that's pretty good. Sorry, I'm going to
So you don't normally see a male and a female close together like this when it's not breeding season. They're very intolerant of each other. But they're just being quite happy there at the minute. So you can see the size between the male and the female. I'm pretty sure this one's Ziggy, actually, not Candy.
Why they're not eating? Not hungry?
Well, I'm not actually giving it to them. If I try and feed Ziggy, Stumpy might try and kill her. She would take it. She'd probably jump up there a little bit to grab that, but she's just having a good time there on the bank. Judge really, look, we don't get her and measure them, of course. So I think they got a tape measure down there if you want to try. So you see, you only see, like you can see sort of the dry patch along the back of him there and along the top of his head, and that's about all that's out in the water. About 10 to 15% is all you actually see when they're in the water. So it's good to bake them. I like baking them. It's always amazing what they actually are.
Now there was a hunting ban on the crocodiles in 1970s, and today there are approximately 150,000 saltwater crocodiles and 100,000 freshwater crocodiles in the Northern Territory. which means there are quite a lot of them really, and basically just as many as there are people. Crocodiles, they're world's largest living reptile species, growing up to 6 meters long and weighing up to a ton. And it is quite impressive. You'll see it through the video a little bit of how ginormous some of these beasts really are. When hunting prey, the lion waits partially submerged or completely underwater, able to hold their breath for up to an hour by reducing their heart rate to just 2 to 3 beats per minute. While submerged, special transparent eyelids enable them to see underwater, and thanks to the forward orientation of their eyes, salties are experts at judging the distance and unsuspecting prey. When saltwater crocodile attacks, its incredibly strong tail enables sudden, speedy lunges out of its watery hiding places. And again, through the video, you see a little bit of that, just how the crocodile swims around being fully submerged in water, and you can only see just a little bit of it. And then they get it really attracted to that smell, they see the meat dangled in front of them, and then they leap, and you can see the tail wiggling, pushing, helping them up. Also, their strong back legs mean they can move without lightning speed from the stationary position, leaving any unfortunate nearby prey little time to react. Crocodiles' powerful jaws are filled with 64 to 68 teeth, ready to bite with the greatest bite pressure measured in any living animal.
That's the reason Stumpy is Stumpy. A bear's another one.
Yes, pretty much. Oh, there it is.
Is it what? Well, about 3 years ago, a fella got taken just up the river from the bridge there. Just around the corner. He was fishing. A Chinese man was fishing, had his lures caught in a tree. He walked out to his waist deep, and Michael Jackson ate him. That was we called him. He was a black crocodile with a white head. So we all put it down to that Michael Jackson died from eating bad food.
Is that a true story? You just made that up.
No, that's a true story. Yeah. No, that's true. So, and he was over 5 metres. He was about 5.5 metre crocodile. He's now no longer with us because someone went into their water.
So what happened to him? Did they take him away?
They shot him. They shot him in the rangers shot him in the river here, and they dragged him away because someone entered the water. Like that crocodile would have been 80, 90 years old. And now, like they told him to stop fishing there from the other jumping crocs up the road. It wasn't a crocodile. So in this cupboard here, we have a handgun. So if anyone falls over off the boat, I pull the gun out, I cock it, and I'll shoot you in the head. Because I worked out that I'll only get 5 or 6 years for shooting you on a good behaviour bond, but I'll probably get 15 for that crocodile. So I think I'll take my chance with you, eh? And if you fall in, I'm doing you a favour anyway. Get a couple more jumps on this side. You know, you jump and get the prawns.
Here's another one coming.
Where is she? Nice. Christy?
These animals can be very, very dangerous. And something cool that I have found on my searches is this website. So this website called Crocbite or crocodile-attack.info It's basically a website created by an Australian scientist, researcher, and it tells you where have been crocodile attacks found through the world. And that's like a really cool thing about it, that you can actually, there's a record of all this through the world, and it could be dated back to 1700s for dates of the incident and outcome: fatal, non-fatal, victim sex, species names, what kind of crocodile attacked them, and what was the activity, what the person was doing. So in reality, wherever you are in the world, if you have concerns, so for example, Southeast Asia, that has quite a big numbers, as you can see. So wherever you zoom in through the maps, you can sort of see, and you click on one of them and it gives you the date and location and outcome and such on the crocodiles attack. Similarly, if you're buzzing back down, but see how many there are there compared to the Australia. Like, it's significantly less, not that it is less important. So there are a few spots where you can see people being attacked by crocodiles in Australia. Oh, there's 1996, 1915. And I think that gives you really just a general understanding what globally. So it's a couple of hundred, I guess, attacks around in Australia, whilst globally, you know, there's a few other places where it has happened. It just gives you an understanding, really gives you an idea, and a really cool little tip for those who are interested in the facts.
Jump. Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular.
You ready to go, Sophie?
So they have a map. They have a map there on the wall of the river where they go, and those little markings are names of crocodiles and where they live. So my darlings, just finished spectacular jumping crocodile cruise on the Adelaide River, or just a little string out of. There's a bit of a crocodile thing here. So cool. You get to see so many crocodiles being fed, and I saw baby crocodiles, male and female, really big, really small. Also saw the birds being fed too, the hunting birds. Very, very fun. 100% recommend coming and checking it out. Here in the Northern Territory, there is a tiny bit, a couple of K of gravel driving, and you need to make sure that you know which one, because there are a few different cruises that you can take in the area. But this one's spectacular jumping crocodile cruise. It's only $45. I know it's not, you know, $20, but it's really, really cool. And a lot of the other cruises that I've seen in the area like cost $100, $120. So this is really worthwhile. 2 times a 9 10, 1 and 3. These are the prices.
Right.
Sun's in my eyes. What I find really, really cool about that jumping crocodile company I went with is that they really make a point of really not disturbing the wildlife. So they're communicating. So there is a driver in the feeder, right? And they're communicating constantly. There's one there, crocodile there. Just watch out for them. They'll have interaction with wildlife permits as well, so they understand how to deal with them, what they're allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do. And a really, really cool story, as I want to tell you, like that really was fascinating to me, is one of the crocodiles, whose name is Stumpy, he's one of the biggest crocodiles, male crocodiles they have there. So at some point years ago, the authorities decided to relocate them to another reservoir over at Darwin. So they caught him and relocated him over at Darwin on one of the creeks there. And what he did when the creek flooded, he got out and he swam his way back exactly to that little bit of bay that he has there, that little coastal section of Adelaide River. So they're very territorial. They remember vividly where they live, and in fact in that river they have a crocodile per every 200 meters, and each crocodile, they're all slightly different. They look a little bit different, like especially, you know, if you're there spending 4 or 5 hours a day swimming back and forward between them. Some, they have one that doesn't have many colors, one that have this color or that color, and they really remember where they live. So that's crocodile Stumpy got back after months of being away from his home, and that is where he stays, and nobody even tries to move him anymore. Why is he called Stumpy? Because he had a fight with another male crocodile who is there, who has bitten his leg off. Why did they have a fight? Over a concubine. AKA a female crocodile. In fact, each male crocodile has 8 to 10 female girlfriends to his disposal. The mating season is starting in a few months, I think, in September, October, I want to say, but I'll do it in a little voiceover bit as well. And they are really, really cool. They do get aggressive and they can kill each other, and usually the male kind of has the dominance over all the other like females and the little children, child crocodiles that are there. Very cool.